guys, day's project. I figure every day when I come home from work I start doing something, so might as well video it. We gotta fix the battery box on my Jeep. You know how when you take the battery box out, the studs wants to break on you. We're gonna remedy that. I'll turn y'all back on when I get a little bit with it. Try my damnedest to go out this weekend and make some videos. Little tray down in there. It's just sitting in here just to test it the other day. Stool. The higher you put them, the harder they ought to work on. This shit here broke. Done broke that one, and that one broke. So what we're gonna do is drill them out, or knock them out if we can. Not bad to knock them out. Knock those out, and put some bolts through there. That's it. We got to do it. Figure out how we're gonna do this, and I'll turn it back on. Let's see how this works. I don't know that this will work or not, but it might. It moved. It moved. Let me get some reinforcements here. Alright guys, that's what we're going to go with. That was a no-go. Knocking them out. Jeep put them bitches in there, buddy. Tried to air hammer and everything, so we'll just make 3 new holes for now, and put one there, like so. Always look under where you're drilling, make sure you ain't gonna hit nothing. We're good. Put one right here. That's the problem. Alright, let's bolt this one down. At least use our old studs to line it up, you know, or get it in the right spot. Let me pause y'all and get something for that. It's going to take something else other than that. If your wife's sleeping, you might want to turn it down right about now. No hole ain't big enough. You gotta get... Gotta get that started. Let me figure it out. We'll get you back on. Alright, we got it started now. Didn't really want to make it no bigger because the The smaller you can keep it or closest to size, the better it's going to grip. That's it. Let me make 2 more holes and we'll see what we got. 1 more going in. Shit, that's a nose right there. $15mm too. Fender bolts out of something or something I've saved over the years. Don't throw stuff like this away. That's actually a self-tapper. You drill a hole the size of that and get that started and it'll go in there and it is tight. I think we're gonna go with that. It ain't going nowhere because this other piece goes on top of it right here. Down here is a piece of aluminum. That helps make it a little bit more rigid too. It's just a piece of old diamond plate. I showed it before. Honey bunny's home. If y'all like stuff like this, y'all let me know, because every day when I get home, man, I'm doing some little project. So let me tighten that up, tell her hello, and we'll be back on camera. Honey, it's a wedding gift.
What if I pretend to
No, that's not how it works. Let me ask them on YouTube if you get a letter in the mail for the wedding. They're listening.
You have it on?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't say don't open.
Does your Aunt Deanna watch YouTube?
No.
Hey, you know what a 3/4 inch impact is?
No.
Like this? It's laying on top of my toolbox.
You know how to open an envelope without anybody knowing who it was?
Yeah, I do. You gotta steam it.
The Mac one?
No, the red one. Milwaukee.
Oh, yeah. This one?
Yes.
Well, I think I should open this.
I almost forgot to bolt my battery back in. That wouldn't have been good. That's why I don't like just test driving. I like to put it all together, because I will forget.
No, it's already sort of open.
It's there. Alright, I'm going to put the battery back in it and we'll get on something else. Alright, boys, it's all back in there. See, my battery screws down. I don't know if you can see the bolt down in there. Let's see. No. Anyway, this battery screws down to that plate. Alright, I'm going to blow her off and crank her up. See how our steering pump's doing, if it's making noise or anything. I doubt it. It pretty much shut up the other day. Turn you off. The air compressor's gonna kick on and it's off. Alright, let's fire her up and see if any noises. quiet as I can now. Hear anything. Alright, I'm gonna do something different here. I figured I'd let you guys spend the evening with me. This is my typical evening after work. We're gonna finish this up. She's going to get a master cylinder for her new Jeep. We need to put one in there. And I was going to reset my detent cable. I was going to show y'all how to do that. Some of y'all might not never know this was here. But right here, this is your transmission detent. There's a button on the top of it. Push that button. Push it up there like so, all the way flush. Can you see that, what I did there? Push that button. I can't do it one-handed. Push that button in. It's supposed to ratchet back, or you might have to push it back. This piece here pushes up in there, and then you go in the Jeep and push your gas pedal down all the way. Yeah, that's about where it was. But it resets, it re-tensions your detent cable. It helps it out when it's shifting, tells it where to shift it. I mean, the computer and the body control module will tell it when to shift, but it also, this is the fluid pressure. You know how if you hold it wide open and shift it, it wants to bam the gears, and then when you're going slow, it wants to feel like it's kind of lazy. It's all that cable right there. Alright, I'll turn y'all back on when the next project gets here. She'll be back in a few minutes, and we're going to put a master cylinder on her new Jeep. Whew, this is going to be fun. Don't come with a tank. Turn that way. Look at this shit. The newer they are, the more fucked up they are to work on. But there's no room to get it out of there. I'm going to take all of this out. That's why I work on forklifts right here. The newer the cars get, the worse they are to work on. Alright, let me get some shit out of the way and I'll turn you back on. This fuse box lays over. Gingerly take these clips where you can lift it. Got another screw right there. Ooh, don't you fall. Try to do it one-handed. Here, let me get this dude. I don't want to lose no bolts. Alright, we got that one bolt out. We can lay all this over to the side, and boom, we're in. Now let me get something to hold this up for me. I'm going to get that master cylinder off there. Got a snap drape on it. Like I was telling y'all before, you get the shit out of your way. And this didn't come with a tank either, so we're going to have to swap that over. And I'm going to get the lines off, get the plug out of the side of it, unbolt it from the brake booster, pull it out. The reason I'm doing this is her pedal is getting a little mushy and you could bleed it. And then a couple days later it get a little mushy again on the back rear. So we're going to change this and bleed it all out good. Now, let me get a little further with it and turn you back on. Alright, you want to break your lines free. Then take your bolts off that hold the master cylinder on down here. And then that way it'll save you a little bit of mess. Don't get that brake fluid on your paint because it'll eat it off. Alright, let's get it off there. Alright, we got it on the bench. How you get these off is you just kind of gingerly get it to focus. Gingerly pry out on those tabs and it lifts right up off of there. if you have the choice, get one with the tank. I know that sensor right there is why they sell it both ways, because it'd be more with that. But you know, that I thought she was gonna get it with the tank, but now we gotta clean this tank all out, get it all clean, and then pop it on the other one, the new one, put new O-rings in it. When you pop it off of here, see, it just snaps down on there, bank, like that. And you got O-rings that go down in here. They did send us new O-rings, and it looks like a little tool. Yeah, that's the tool to get it out with, right there. There you will. And that's the O-ring for the cap. Jab that tool in there, and that's what gets it out. Anyway, I'm gonna get it cleaned out, get the tank cleaned out, get the new one in here, get it back on there seated, and we'll go put it back on, bleed it out. Alright guys, I got it cleaned out. It was nasty as hell, which is what messes up the master cylinder. Remember in that book it said to change the fluid at, what was it, 30,000 miles. This has got 100 on it, and it was nasty as hell, and it's been changed, but you can't get it all out of there, out of this. And see, it goes right down them holes that gunk does into here, starts monkeying it up. But I cleaned this out with a purple power and then washed it out with a water hose. Now if you put water in this to clean it out, you make sure you blow all that water out of there. Make sure you get all the water out of it, because that water will boil in that oil. It might cause you some brake issues. But we got this seal, goes here. We're gonna put a little bit of, this is food grade. This is just animal fat. I love using it because it don't stink and it doesn't harm anything, and it might keep me from getting some crap years down the road. I try to use it much as I can, much as my hands are in brake fluid and everything else. And these, I'm going to spray them right on the table. That's the O-rings. Give them a little bit of lube. Pop them down in there. They're both the same. Yeah, they're both the same. You know what? I bet they go down here first. Put them down in there. Like so. Like so. 2 new O-rings. If you have the option, don't do it like this. It's kind of hard finding the part for this thing. Alright, I'm gonna see if we can do it on camera. Make sure these ain't barbed. Make sure them ain't barbed, because if they're barbed, that's that grease. They're barbed, the O-ring will go on this side, but they're not. They're smooth, so they're supposed to pop right down on there. Also, pay attention to your riding. Make sure you get this on right. Your sensor will be on this side, so if it's in the Jeep, turn around the other way. That'll put the sensor on that side where it needs to be. Alright, I'm going to pop that back on there, and we'll see you back out at the Jeep. Alright, it just pops back on there. Clips around there. Now, take it my word for it. Put your fluid, put some fluid in it. You ain't got to fill it up yet, but put some in there. Make sure your caps are in it. Good. Make sure you ain't got no leaks on the bottom of that damn thing. As you get it all the way back in there, you're going to be pissed if it's leaking. We're good to go. Alright, let's put her back in. See you back at the Jeep. Alright, she's back on. I'm running out of daylight, guys. I gotta get after this thing. Gotta bleed the brakes out. But that's what it entails. There's a little pin inside here, inside the brake booster, that goes inside the back side of this master cylinder to push it. You want to leave your lines off, have somebody push the brakes down until you get fluid out of these spots here, and then screw your lines back on, and then you'll be good to go when you bleed it out. Alright, y'all take it easy. I'll talk at you later. Bye. Alright guys, it's the next morning. I'll show y'all how you got to do this. These brakes, these ABS systems on these new Jeeps, you got to bleed the ABS. I'll show you how I do it. You really need to scan bleed it, but I don't have a scanner to do that, and I'm not paying $200 to do it. So the way I do it is, if you change a master cylinder or something, you're gonna have to do this. But there's your ABS pump, and all these. Get back where y'all can see. That one's coming from the master cylinder. That one's coming to master cylinder. Just follow your lines, you'll see which ones it is. But what I do is I'll bleed it right here, pump it up, bleed, tighten it, pump it up, bleed. You see air coming out of there. Same way with that one and that one, all of them. I do that. And then move down to the wheels, do the wheels, and go drive it on a dirt road, and get going about 30, hit the brakes and let it anti-lock, and it work all the stuff in here. Then come back, do it again. You'll see more air coming out, and you just got to keep doing that till you get it out. Now, if you take it to Jeep, they'll bleed scan it. They'll put 30 psi on here, and the scanner will cycle this, and they open the bleeders on the wheels and put them in a tube on it, and down into a brake hand with brake fluid in it, and they just bleed it like that. That's the best way to do it, the easiest way. But if you don't have that, you can cycle this on a dirt road somewhere. It'll make it analog. Dirt road would be best. Just keep doing it 10 or 12 times. Come back, bleed these again, and go to the tires, bleed them. You just got to keep doing that till it gets right. Anyway, I got her done this morning. Went through almost that whole bottle there, and got it straight. And I think it's like 10 o'clock. I've been working on it since about 8 this morning, trying to get it bled out. But anyway, the wind's blowing. I wanted to follow up with y'all on that and tell you what I did. If you bleed your master cylinder, and make sure you get all the air out of that, meaning hold your finger over the master cylinder hole and have somebody push the brake pedal down and let it blow your finger off, then put your finger back on it and tell them to let the pedal up. You'll feel it sucking the fluid, and then push it down, sprays out, put your finger back over it, have them let up on it. You'll feel it sucking until you get fresh clean fluid, and then have them hold it down and screw your line on there and tighten it up. You got to do both of them that way. And if you do it like that, you won't get much air in the system. Bleed the master cylinder like I just said, and screw your lines on there, and then bleed it up there at the block, at the ABS pump, and then move down to your wheels. Start with the farthest wheel away from the master cylinder and work your way back to the closest one, and you should be good to go. Now, if you can't get it, you get an air pocket in them solenoids inside that ABS pump. That's when you want to go cycle it on a dirt road and see if you can get it out of there. If you can't, you're gonna have to take it to Jeep or somewhere that's got a bleed scan tool. It's a scan tool, that just ABS tool that turns on those solenoids. It actually cycles them while they got pressure on the cap on the reservoir, and it just pushes the oil, the fluid through it, and moves the air out of it. But she's good to go now. We might get some riding in this weekend, hopefully. Put some videos up. But alright guys, I'm gone for good now. Till the next time. Take it easy. Bye.